what is your favorite compressor? Now here we have 5, I think, compressors. We have the Alicia Alpha compressor. We've got the Unfairchild 670M Mark II, Maselect MLA3, SPL Iron, and the Golly Cross compressor. We've got 3 of them. Now, which is my favourite? Now, bearing in mind, the Alicia Alpha and the Unfairchild are 2 of the best compressors money can buy. I still would say the SPL Iron is probably my favourite. And there's reason behind that. And one reason is that because it's in this studio and I use it every single day. Now, that is one reason. And, you know, there's a reason I put it in. And that's because I love it. I think it's a brilliant compressor. But there's a few reasons why I love it and I prefer it to other compressors, is because it has a few unique features. One of them being the airbase. Now, the airbase, basically what the airbase does is it gives us a lovely low end bump and a lovely crispy top. And it's basically like a Bax. It kind of gives us that sort of lift in the top and bottom. And it does it so well. It sounds unbelievable. So much so that if you switch it off, you go, oh, I really noticed that coming out. Like, you feel the weight drop out the track, and you feel like the top end brightness and the kind of richness in that top end kind of fall away a little bit. It's a really, really key feature to why this is such a good compressor. 9 times out of 10, it will be active in the master, because it's always brings something great to the chain. The other really good thing I love about this compressor is it's got no ratio. So you're not playing with the ratio at all. Basically, the more you turn the threshold up, so the more you drive into that threshold, the more it compresses. It's got this really unique way of compressing sound. And I love how it compresses sound. And I love how it sounds. With some compressors, you can sometimes bypass them. And you're like, okay, I can hear it doing a little bit. You know, I can hear compression. But it's very subtle. And what I find with the Iron is that you can drive this thing really quite hard and get a lot of compression out of it, and it still sounds amazing, and it really does sound great. And then you can bypass it and it's like, yeah, you know, when you get that feeling of like, wow, that I can really hear exactly what it's doing. It's brilliant for dance tracks, because you turn it on and off, like you bypass this thing, and it's like the kind of the kick and the bottom end just becomes glued, and it's so punchy. It really is such a good compressor. There's not a great deal more to say about it. It's just one of those compressors that just sounds incredible. Now, last thing I will mention about it is, don't ever compare this to the plugin, because they're not the same. They look the same, they don't sound the same, and that's kind of an issue with the plugin, because, and maybe it's because this is so good and the way it processes sound is so hard to replicate in the plugin world. The plugin isn't anywhere close. And I've tested this, and I've got a video as well where I did some A/B comparisons, and it's, you know, it's not there. It really isn't. So one thing don't ever do is think, oh, I won't get the hardware because I don't like the plugin, or I don't really feel the plugin's doing too much. And the plugin isn't anything like this. This is exceptional. The plugin is, it's okay. So yeah, the airbase on the plugin isn't great. It sounds, yeah, I'm not keen on it at all. It doesn't put me in a good place, that airbase. Whereas this one sounds so sweet. It really does sound great. I would encourage anyone who's kind of on the fence in regards to buying one of these, because of what they felt like listening to the plugin and like, yeah, the plugin's not great. Check the comparisons, because you will notice in this comparison video that the hardware is exceptional in comparison to the plugin. So yeah, my favorite compressor is the SPL Iron, and I love it. I think it's a brilliant compressor, and that's why I have it in this studio.